methods to define security requirements in your service level agreements, or SLAs. Your SLA is meant to help guarantee uptime. You know how long you're going to be down, how quickly you're going to get back to operation. That's its purpose. You have a contractual relationship with a third party. It could be within your own organization, acting as a third party, that guarantees to take care of an issue, to bring you up within a reasonable amount of time as specified by the contract. Bear in mind, for an SLA to be effective, it needs to have teeth. If the organization that's providing that agreement does not meet what they state they should, what they state they will, there has to be punitives applied to make sure it works. So some of the considerations we have in here, the provisions that you find within: confidentiality or non-disclosure. Someone's coming in to work on your system. They may be exposed to your data. They may see your stuff. They should keep it secret. They have a duty to protect you. Destruction, disposal of information that they end up with. Maybe in testing a system to make sure it works, they have to run a sample report or similar. They're going to see data. Well, they have to keep it confidential, as we mentioned, but if it's being done remotely or they have access to it, they have a duty to dispose of it or to return it to you. They do not own that information. You do. They have to implement proper security controls. They don't get to put in back doors for them to come in at their leisure. Only those things that you specifically allow and approve. Network connectivity, they have to keep your network up if you have an SLA for that. Your network goes down. Whenever I hear a server went down, network went down, that means one thing to me: coffee break. That's what it means. System's down. Time to grab a cup of joe. I want some good strong coffee so I don't fall asleep as I wait for someone to fix the problem. Network connectivity has to be brought up quickly. Inquiry and remediation. Something goes wrong, something's not right in the contract, you have a right to question it. You have a right to question the work they're doing. If something cannot be fixed immediately properly, can they remediate the issue to minimize the damage? Maybe the part's not available. Can they work around it? Maybe not at full functionality, but that can be a provision. They will do whatever is reasonable and customary to bring you to an acceptable level of operation, even if they can't fix it. And of course, a right to audit. You want to know that they are going to do things right, audit their work, maybe audit other sites. Now, that's probably not going to be permissible, as other companies worry about the confidentiality of their data. But if they're in at your site, they're providing service to you, you get to audit their work. Remember, they're a third party working for you. You have a right to view what they do if you ask for it, if you put it into the contract. You want to make sure that they put in the right parts, they fix your server, they didn't go buy the cheapest piece of garbage they could from the local computer shop. They actually put in the brand name parts, they put in components that are known for reliability. You don't want them doing swap outs with things that then need different drivers that you don't have handy. You may not be able to manage your systems if they make unacceptable alterations. And finally, methods to monitor these security requirements. Now, these agreements are going to end at a certain point. They don't go on forever. Usually they're taken out for a year, 2 years at a time. So it's going to expire, you're going to renew the contract. If a place does a good job, you're probably going to renew with them. They do a poor job, go get someone else. Remember, it has to have a cost benefit. If they do a good job, they're worth the money you pay. If they do a poor job, they're not. If they do a poor job, look at someone else. That poor job could constitute a breach of the SLA. They put in inferior parts. They put in things that don't work right. They don't meet the timelines. Get rid of them. You may have action that you can take against them for breach of contract. You may be able to recover the SLA. You may be able to recover damages beyond it because they have not performed. Now, during that time of the SLA, there may be changes. You may have equipment change out. The server goes bad. Yeah, the SLA says they're going to fix it, but you say, hey, instead of fixing it, we're going to get a new piece of equipment. Modify the SLA to include this instead. You may have to pay an additional fee, maybe a discount. It'll vary. Maybe they're performing particularly well. You know, you have a 4-hour SLA and they're there in about 2 hours average, and you're getting really accustomed to having them there. And they say, look, we've been doing this because we want you happy with us, but we have other customers. We're going to be having to hold to the contract terms. Maybe 3.5 hours we're out there. hope you've enjoyed it. And you go, no, we really enjoyed it. We've gotten used to it. We see benefit to it. Maybe you can modify the contract to offer an incentive or change the contract to reduce the amount of time that they show up so they fix things quicker. The contracts may be sacrosanct, but that doesn't mean they can't be changed. Contracts in the U.S. are held as one of the most important things we have. Contracts should not be violated. But by mutual agreement of both parties, contracts can be amended. They can be modified. And you may want to make an update to that current SLA to ensure better service and cover other equipment and to make things just run smoother.